Good morning. I'm Katie Swan from Pocatello, Idaho, and I just snuck down here before my family wakes up for breakfast to make them a Philadelphia cream cheese breakfast with a smoothie and then ultimately some French toast that I just love. Okay, we're going to start with the smoothie. So I have the firm tofu. You could surely omit this if you didn't like tofu, but I think it's a great way to get some protein in. And this is the brand that's got, I think, the silkiest texture. And then I've got some yogurt. You can use any kind you like. I've got, of course, some Philadelphia cream cheese, a banana, 1.5 cups of frozen berries. This is a triple berry mix. 1 cup of milk. And then, of course, for the hardware, we need something cute to put it in. And a blender and a spatula. Okay, what I'm going to do first is take the tofu and I'm going to put half of this, so 6 ounces total, into my blender. I think it's important to do this step first because the tofu comes out in chunks, as you can kind of see, so I want it to be really smooth. So about 6 ounces in here. More if you want more, but that's good for our family. And then I'm going to give that a whirl. Okay, once I've got that mixed, I'm going to add 2 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese. And what this does is it really adds some silkiness to the smoothie. And then I'm going to add a banana. You know, I don't add any sugar to this smoothie. Some of it's found in the banana, and some of it's just found in the yogurt. You could sure add stuff if you wanted. I'd only start with a tablespoon of sugar if you're going to add some. And sometimes I do brown sugar because it'll give you a little bit bigger bang for your buck. I'm going to turn this on. Now I'm going to add the milk. And the berries. Whoops, lost one. And the yogurt. I try to use a berry yogurt. I've used vanilla yogurt, and that's good too. But the cream cheese is really what makes it really smooth. Okay, I don't know if you can see this, but you'll know you're done mixing when it's all uniform in color. And then I'm just going to pour it into this really pretty glass. It's just a great way to start off the morning. And so now I'm going to start with my croissant French toast with cream cheese dressing. Okay, so here's what we need for the entree portion. So 1/2 cup of milk, 2 tablespoons cinnamon, 2 eggs, a teaspoon of vanilla, Philadelphia cream cheese, 1 tablespoon of butter, 1/2 cup of jelly. This is Marionberry. You could use any kind that you had. And then for my family, which is a family of 5, 2 adults and 3 kids, we just use 3 croissants. I have my oven on medium-low. These are a bit thicker than French toast, so it's going to take you a little bit longer to cook, so you want that oven to be not so hot that it's going to fry them before you get done. Okay, so I'm going to start with the custard part of the French toast. I'm going to take a bowl. I'm going to add my eggs to it. I'm going to take 1/2 cup of milk. Add 2 tablespoons cinnamon. And add my 1 teaspoon of vanilla. The only tricky part about this whole recipe, besides not burning them, is the Philadelphia cream cheese and the jelly have to be the same temperature. If they're not, what it does is it clots the cream cheese. Okay, so I've got my cream cheese pretty smashed up here. And then I just add one to the other. And then I'm going to start by mixing this with hand so it doesn't fly over. And then I'm going to use a mixer. Okay, so that's all mixed. This is really a family recipe that's our favorite on special occasions. The cream cheese makes it so decadent. I don't think we could have it every weekend, but I really love this. This is just fabulous. So now that I've got that ready, I'm going to set that aside and pull out my croissants. You know, you could even buy these on the day-old rack because sometimes I think that if they're a little bit stale, they absorb the custard a little bit better. So watch fingers. I'm going to cut straight across. Because there's so much butter in the croissant, you really don't need extra butter when you top this. Okay, so I have my pan nice and warm. I'm going to add the butter so things don't stick. And then I wash my hands really well because I find the best tools for this job is really my fingers. And then I'm going to dunk it just like you would French toast. So real quick, in and out, and then straight into your butter. And then I find that 3 fit on my pan. If you have a bigger griddle, go ahead and do them all at the same time. And let those cook up. So these have been going for about 3 minutes. Be real careful to watch. These are a bit temperamental because it really kind of depends on the bakery that you got the croissants at, and if I actually got them cut in half or not. So about 3 minutes gets the first side pretty well started. I don't want it to be completely done because I will flip it back to this side. And then I'm just going to flip it over. What the butter between the layers of the croissant does is just makes it collapse on itself. It makes it this gooey, crusty on the outside wonderfulness. So I'm going to let this go for another 3 minutes. Okay, so this second side has gone for another 2 minutes. I'm going to flip them back over to the first. The butter in them is just starting to brown. My family really likes them kind of crunchy on the outside and then soft on the inside. So just about another minute on this side. Again, if it feels like you want them a little bit drier, you need to turn this down so they're not cooking, they're just getting some of that residual heat. And let that go. So those look ready for us. So they're crunchy on the outside. I'm going to get them off and get them plated up. Okay, so because I grew up in Oregon, my family really loves those marionberries. If you don't have them, raspberries would be good, lingonberries would be good, anything that's local to you. But I hope you really enjoyed this entree of French toast and a smoothie, all with Philadelphia cream cheese.